Ganesh, or also known as Ganapati, is the lord of good fortune. He is best known in Hindu India, but as well worldwide. His parents are Shiva and Parvati, who I will be later talking about, but what I will be focusing on is the extraordinary story of how Ganesh not only became worshipped as a god, but the interesting story of how he became the god with an elephant head. To begin, I want to talk about his parents. Shiva, the father of Ganesh, is an important god in Hinduism. Hindus see Shiva as a god of goodness and the protector, but there is also a dark side to him. As he is the leader of good, he is also the leader of evil spirits. Shiva is known to also obtain the power of balance and meditation to find happiness. For example, yoga. Shiva was believed to be the creator of everything and time, for he can create something or recreate it. Goddess of Hinduism is Parvati, the mother of Ganesh. She symbolizes fertility, love, and devotion. She's known for her gentleness and nurturing. An interesting fact about Parvati is that she possesses so many different aspects that for every different one goes by a different name. So for example, Lakshmi, she is the goddess of wealth and prosperity, and 100 more to name. The Hindu believe that Shiva and Parvati gain power from each other, which makes them balance with one another and as husband and wife. The story of Ganesh. The story begins with Ashura, which is so-called a demon. That is called Gashura. Gashura contained all characteristics of an elephant, as well devoted to Lord Shiva, Ganesh's father. Gashura has been involved in many protests, a sort of penance, to receive a special boon, which is a gift from Lord Shiva. Gashura wished for flames to come out of his body so he can be unstoppable and keep people away from him. Lord Shiva, being known as the god who satisfies easily, granted Gashura what he wished. Gashura, with a change in mind, wasn't happy with what he wished for, so he went back to penance. Coming back again, Gashura went back to Lord Shiva to request a new wish, that he wished to have Lord Shiva take shelter inside his belly, and without question, Shiva granted it. As this was happening, Lord Shiva's wife, goddess Parvati, mother of Ganesh, was taking shelter on Mount Kailash, with worrisome of where Lord Shiva was. Parvati searched but couldn't find Shiva, so she went to seek help from Vishnu, the Lord that knows everything. Vishnu told Parvati to go back home and assured her that Shiva was fine. Gashura, having Lord Shiva in his belly, Vishnu disguised himself and his bull as dancers, and went to wish upon his boon to Gashura. Gashura, not knowing whom the dancer was, he listened to his wish as Vishnu wished for Gashura to release Lord Shiva from his belly. Gashura granted his wish, though he also realized that Vishnu was the real person under that disguise, because he was the only one who knew exactly where Lord Shiva was. When Shiva is released from being inside Gashura's belly, Gashura asked Lord Shiva for one last gift, for he knows he was loved for his head as it was like an elephant. He wanted Lord Shiva to possess his famous head, so Shiva granted it and killed Gashura by slashing his head off. So with Gashura's elephant head, Lord Shiva and Vishnu returned back to their homes. As Shiva was returning back home, his wife Parvati hears the great news that her husband is found and returning home. She decided to celebrate by taking a bath. While in the bath, she creates her son with the dough she used in the bath. For when she created him, she sent to go out and guard the doors as she took her bath. Lord Shiva, who knows nothing of this son Parvati created, he reaches the entrance as Lord Shiva is stopped from entering. Lord Shiva then gets a trident and slashes the boy's head, as in Shiva's eyes is an intruder. Shiva continues entering the doors and greets his wife, who has no idea what Shiva has done. Celebrated his return. Shiva begins telling her the situation that happened at the gates and begins crying out in mourn. Shiva is so mad at himself for what he has done to Parvati. He sent his troops to look for the boy's head, where it turns out can't be found. Shiva decided to attach Gashura's head to the boy and brought him back to life. Shiva, observing the young boy who now lives with the head of an elephant, was blessed to be worshipped first before anyone, and that is how the elephant god became to be. Ganesh became the lord of good fortune, prosperity, and success. He's the lord of new beginnings and the remover of obstacles, of both material and spiritual. You can see paintings of him all around India, many in different forms, as well as his brother Kariteya, the god of war and bravery, can be seen in parts of India. In the painting, Ganesh is seen colorful with many arms, sitting in a yoga or a dancing position. He has a big belly and is holding some type of musical instrument. Many paintings of him are presented differently, but overall, he is worshipped the same by everyone in India. When it comes to Ganesh being worshipped now in our time by the world, many of us, besides India, worship him today, but around the whole world, a lot of people learn from Ganesh, for he was very obedient to his parents, where there was the situation of him going out because his mom told him to go guard the door. So that shows people how obedient he was to his mother, and no matter what, did what she asked. Another one is how important his parents were to Ganesh. There was a incident where Ganesh and his brother were to be racing for the famous fruit that his dad, Shiva, was going to give them. The winner had to go all around the world to see who comes back in first place to receive the prize, which was the fruit. His brother decided to go all around the world, but Ganesh decided to go around his parents. And with so confused, his brother, knowing that he came in first, he didn't understand why Ganesh won. His parents valued what Ganesh was doing, going around them, his parents, who to him in his eyes are his world. So I think those two things are what people value right now, especially today, to value your parents and to be obedient to your parents, because they are what made you who you are now.